Hello, I am Joseph, aka the Lone Observer. I'm here with another video. Today we're going to talk a little bit about the importance of imagination and how society does everything to stifle it. This is a very important topic because, and this is very dear to me too, because a lot of people have no idea how powerful imagination is, how this is linked to your ability to create not only the life you desire, but also to help shape the world you want, regardless of the things that will stand in your way. A very determined being or individual, excuse me, a determined individual can always usually get what they want. Sorry about that, but anyways, what I'm trying to say is the fact that this is a very important topic to me, and it's also frustrating how we live in a world where everybody around you is trying to stifle it. And it's very simple. I mean, the concept is something like this. As you see here, over here. Let me point this out, zoom it up. Yeah, I know. So, yeah, see, this is you down there. Your imagination up there. And over here, we got our most favorite people in the world. Yes, society. I should have added the powers that shouldn't be, too, and the ruling class and all those other people. People like to call them the ruling class. A lot of people like to call them the elite, the deep state. We can go on and on. But anyways, society at large here. The institutions like so-called education, which is just indoctrination. Education is pretty much one of the biggest tools used to stifle the imagination, to get it into the is to shift it into that forcibly into the logical analytical side of the brain known as the left brain, and it actually destroys imagination and creativity, because education system, like the education system here, is all about the problem with the education system is literally designed in the military style. You follow orders, you blindly you do what they say because this is how you do it, you know. I mean, there's no room for creativity. There's no room to do it another way. And it reminds me how back, you know, when I was like everybody is in this so-called education system, like everybody else when I was younger, I remember there were certain ways you had to do certain work. And if you don't do it that way, you can fail. And I'd say that's a load of, I'm like, what the, I mean, seriously, it's like, that's just the dumbest shit ever. I mean, I can go on and on about how the education system is a part of, the biggest problem I have with the education system, it literally tells you you quite frankly are nothing. If you cannot do the work we want you to do and do it a certain way, it literally tells kids that you have no value. This actually hurts the self-esteem. Hell, this probably actually is promoting rebellion here. You see? Yeah, I mean, it probably promotes rebellion. You know, because they're thinking, oh, the system thinks I'm stupid, huh? All right, and it's going to be like, quite blankly, he's going to be like, fuck the system, I'm going to walk away from it. And unfortunately, these people have nowhere to go, so they're busy off being a crazy rebel somewhere. And I don't mean the good kind of rebel like I am. More, I like to call myself a passive-aggressive rebel, because I'm becoming more aggressive than passive. But besides the point, yeah, education problem is designed to create wage slaves and tax-paying wage slaves. That's what it's designed to do, really. It's to have you blindly follow the same system that everybody else has done. You know, the system of you have to go, this bullshit system of you having to work every freaking day. You know, almost every day. You know, maybe you get 1 day off, whatever. It's pretty much trains you to pretty much follow orders on the job or follow orders from so-called government authorities. That's what education does. That's the reason why it stifles your imagination. It's not about truly. People think that it really makes you smart. Oh yeah, it makes you smart enough to a point. It gets you to a certain point where you're good enough to actually get through this insane society they have in store for you. That's about it. It doesn't truly make you holistic and so smart. Let me tell you something here. When I've turned 18, I've actually looked back and said to myself, what the hell was I doing the whole time in this so-called school system? Like, outside of learning the basic reading and writing, in basic math. It's like, let me tell you something. After, okay, at the time of this video, 4/18/2021, I'm 33. I actually have learned more over the years, past 18, on my own than I have ever learned inside a classroom. I had to learn a lot through life experience, because the thing about it is that these schooling systems do not prepare you for life in general. If anything, they prepare you to work a job and to be obedient and to pay your taxes. You know? Yeah, that's the thing about it. You know, or what I like to call your extortion fees. Because taxation, there's a moral problem with taxes. A moral problem, and I might talk about it, but I'm not sure. Normally I don't. It's not my area of expertise, but it is a moral problem, you know? But I'm not going to get into that at the moment. What I'm trying to say here is that the system does not prepare you for what you have to go through in your personal life. Because the biggest problem with this system is they expect, let me turn on the fan. I'm getting hot. They're expecting you to actually have it all figured out by the time you're 18. What you want to do, this, that, and the other. I mean, I can go into the details of that, but I'm not gonna go do that, because that's gonna go into the so-called higher education system where the brainwashing is really bad. You know, that's where a lot of that political correctness and all that BS is coming from. You know, and all that stuff, all that crap they teach you. You know, they teach you. They will. It's where they teach. I can go on and on, but oh my goodness, there is a lot of books on the subject of how the system really is designed to really dumb you down and to control you. I mean, I don't know any books offhand, unfortunately, because I know there's books out there. I've come across them, but I never got the name. So there's book research. There's people out there that talk about that. I don't know if I remember what sources you can get into that of why the system is not good for you, and why, if you can, please homeschool your freaking children. If you can, you know, please do it. If you even bother having children in this, if you're somehow actually gonna have going out of your way to have children in this crappy world, then at least homeschool your kids, because the system does a number on you. And but as I said, I have learned way more on my own, because the so-called schooling system doesn't prepare you for the emotional complexities of life in this domain. I had to learn a lot of that on my own, and a lot of it the hard way, through a lot of emotional pain and suffering. Because someone like myself really feels it harder. All the things in this reality, all the insanity, and to this day, I'm still learning how to deal with it, you know? It was a lot worse 10 years ago, but I'm still learning. But besides that, that's a little bit about the so-called education or the oppression model, you know? You can go look that up, the idea of the education system being oppression, based on the oppression system. So we're going to go back more to this board here. Let's see. Government and political isms. See, this system, the problem with government, a lot of people say things on government on paper is about the government is supposed to serve the people. But I'm going to tell you a little something. Government was never meant to serve the people. It was meant to keep you in line. It's to keep the sheeps in the pen. So I found it laughable when they say it's meant to serve you. Excuse me, it doesn't. Excuse you. You wish. And the political isms, you know, like that involve, like you want to get into politics. You know, the isms of politics. I mean, we all know what the isms of politics is. Biggest problem with these isms is the fact that they are invested in these old world systems that don't work. They either want to reform it, or they want to change it. They change it to some. They think that a lot of people have no understanding of how this system is designed from top to bottom to pretty much keep you what's the word? I'm not gonna say coming back for more, because it's not really what I want to say. It's to keep you from actually going beyond what the truth, what we need. Okay, well, let me rephrase this. This system is old, primitive, and it should have died in the 20th century, probably arguably sooner. So my question is, why is it we're in 2021 and we are still have an economic system based on this, based on the perpetual growth and exploitation of individuals? Because it's based on exploiting people. Let's be real here. Why is it that we live in a system where we got? I don't want to. I'm being real with you, and this is not about political isms. Because don't sit here and think I'm some leftist here, or some progressive, or some socialist motherfucker. I'm not that. Because, see, the problem is with these freaking isms here, these freaking isms, is the fact that it's a part of this bullshit duality of, oh, if you think this, you're that. Or this close-minded crap. See, this is what the so-called system does to you. It actually kills your ability to think from a dynamic perspective. That's what this system, all these stupid things here. I should have added organized religion too, but seriously, that's what it does. Including the stupid norms that I'm going to get into in a second. You know? That's what this thing does. You know? So, what I'm trying to say is that this system, why is it that we don't have a system that actually works for everybody by now? And I already know the answers to these questions. Because the very simple answer is because of the fact there's people that want to keep it this way, to keep us under control. But besides the point, but why are people aren't asking this question? Why are people saying, why can't we go beyond capitalism? Why can't we go beyond this all this other ridiculous idea of socialism or whatever? Why can't we go beyond that? We all know about capitalism. Socialism is like what happens when you concentrate the power into the few hands in the name of distributing wealth. Yeah, more like forcibly taking shit from you and giving it to someone else. You know, take my pair of shoes because someone else down the street needed more than I do. That's practically what socialism is. You know, when you rob someone's house, take their stuff and give it to someone down the street because they need it more than you. You know, the average person wouldn't stand for that. If some random thug came into their house, robbed them at gunpoint, took their stuff, and gave it to someone else. You know, down the street, they wouldn't stand for it. But if someone's wearing a uniform, it's all good all of a sudden, huh? Or if it's in the name of an ism, it's also all of a sudden it's okay. Man, these people actually, like I said, really don't have no natural sense of moral compass or ethics. That's the reason why they think these systems are justified. They think this twisted Robin Hood shit is okay. You know? I mean, I say twisted because of the fact that it's like it's because it's done through an authoritarian means, you know? That's the thing about it. I mean, I always said to myself, we should be questioning the system. We should be using our imaginations and thinking, what should we do? You know? That's what I'm saying. You need to brainstorm, what can we all do? Because I'm not going to sit here and say I have all the answers. No. And that's our job as a collective. And we need to do it through consciousness. We need to do it through come up with systems that are not only going to serve the people, but also respect their individual rights. See, this is what no one talks about when they want to come up with new systems. My first question is, does it respect individual rights? Because if it doesn't, it's going to lead to tyranny and oppression. That's what a lot of people don't want to talk about, don't want to hear. When they come up with new systems, will it respect my rights? Does it respect the rights of other individuals and our freedom to choose? You know? But people out there think that, or there's people out there that are too comfortable with the system. That's why they don't question it at all. I mean, they're making too much money to care, or they're too comfortable to care, or maybe they're being fucked over by the system. But it's more of a matter of the devil you know, which is the expression, which means that they rather be familiar with what they have, despite the fact they don't like it, than something else because they're scared that it's going to be worse or just as bad as what they have now. That's the expression the devil you know comes from. You know, people need to get out of that mentality because it's based on the idea that people are scared of the unknown. It wouldn't be so bad if we actually do this from a place of conscience and we're doing this as a collective from a heart-based place, not from a place of ego, when we're trying to change the system. Because when we change the system, we need to do it through the heart, not do it through selfish means. Because when I do this, I'm not doing this out of selfishness. I don't do it out of this pure selfish desire. This comes from a higher calling. This comes from a higher force. What I do. Because if it wasn't for me, if it was up to me, I would not be doing this. Quite frankly, I wouldn't be doing this. But I'm doing it because I have a strong urge and a higher calling to do it. You know? I'm not going to even get into the amount of times I keep seeing 1111 and triple three ones and oh my goodness. Which is purely just in the universe saying, you know, get your ass in gear and do this shit. That's what it was. But anyways, that's what I mean. Let's see what we got here. And the thing about, and we also have institutionalized religion. I keep saying that there's a lot of truths in religion, but there's a lot of twisted stuff that's there to essentially tell you that this is it, this is you, this is your life, and this is what you can think, and that's that. Because there's somebody outside yourself that's bigger, more powerful than you, and you can't do nothing about it. You know, they always leave out that part about you being a co-creator and you be able to manifest reality. Oh, we can't get into that. Oh, because they will discourage you from getting into that stuff. Discourage you from actually getting into things that actually, it's about empowering and, okay, there's a stupid bike outside and it's making all this stupid noise because that's what you get when you live in a big city. But anyways, that's another rant for another time. But anyways, that's the problem with these with organized religion. It's not only the institutions are very overall disempowering to, I mean, to the average person who is of a very low consciousness. They feel empowered by those institutions because they were such a low level. Organized religion telling them that, oh, if you live this way, it's gonna be better for you. Yeah, of course it's gonna be like, oh my God, to them. But to people like me, I'm all, this is a horrible downgrade. And the fact that throughout history, we have actually been told for so long how to live. And you see how well that's working out for us? Being told to live a single certain way is not going to work. One size don't fit all. We all have our different paths in life. Excuse me. That's the problem with these institutions, is this lockdown, left brain, negative masculine mentality of we're going to do it one way and there's nothing you can do about it. Because we're going to actually murder you, we're going to kill you, we're going to rape you. That's the negative masculine mentality of these institutions. You know? And that's what a lot of people don't see. Like I said, do you really think that the real crime creator of all would instigate these kind of things? No, because this is not it. No. No. This is actually the work of evil individuals, of interdimensional beings at work. You call them gods, but they're just interdimensionals that are actually want to play God. You know? I mean, seriously. I mean, the real creator that has not made these institutions. These usurpers did. Especially because why is it so shut into the negative masculine? Because the prime creator is not the embodiment of the negative masculine. No, it's the people who rebelled against it that are. You know? Oh my goodness. I mean, it amazes me how people don't see that. And societal norms. You know? My camera is always so... And as you see, societal norms. And it doesn't look like I said societal norms the way I wrote it. But, because my handwriting's not the best. But, and that's another thing. The societal norms, for example, telling you what's appropriate and what's not appropriate to think. Or, oh, because you're a certain age now, you can't like this thing anymore. You gotta think like this now. Or, oh, this is not cool. You can't think that way. You can't dress that way. You can't talk that way. You know? Oh, it's not cool. Or you're going to get made fun of or ridiculed or laughed at. You know? People are going to think you're funny or you're weird. You know? And that actually further suppresses individuality. Because individuality, a lot of it comes from here. Comes from the imagination too. You know? Maybe today you want to dress a certain way because you're thinking, oh, that looks awesome. But you're worried about walking outside and someone going, the hell's that? You know? In your face. Particularly kids have to face that, particularly when they're getting older. Kids and teenagers, you know? Because kids and teenagers generally don't really have a filter. You know? And in fact, they're not taught to be respectful when they're growing up of differences around them, you know? Because their parents don't teach them to be respectful of differences. Nor the system actually enforces the fact that you need to be respectful of others. And they don't have a zero tolerance policy against bullying as well. You know, it's all intentionally set up that way. The whole system around you ain't broken. It's working as intended. It's there to break you down and to stifle you and your creative mindset and your imagination. You know, societal norms. I can go on and on about societal norms and all the bullshit norms. I got to make a list of those that I don't like. What else would we got here? Let's see what we got. Oh, and you see what society does to that? They take it. The theft and the stifling of imagination. They go, we're gonna get it. We're gonna get it. We're gonna take it. They're gonna destroy it. They're gonna, that's what society does right there. You know, they rob it, they steal it, and they kill it. And that's how you become this disempowered individual who feels that you got nothing, or you're not nothing. You know, you have to understand your imagination is the key to creating a better world, and not only that, a better personal life too. You know, as I got older, I noticed that my imagination has actually gotten more active and more busy. You know, especially because I'm in alignment with it, or more in alignment with it, because I realized that you got to follow your dreams no matter what people say. You got to. I mean, it's better trying than to not do it at all. And what do you have to lose? I always encourage people to always go follow their dreams. Always go actually pursue what they want. Even if people tell you it's impossible. You know, that's all the incentive in the world to prove them wrong. You know, and even if somehow you don't get what you want, you can say, I tried. Instead of sitting down for the rest of your life and actually thinking, what if? That's why, like I said, imagination is very important. It's a blessed tool that's been blessed to us by the divine feminine creative force that's a part of creation. You know, I mean, maybe I need to talk more about the divine feminine and how very important it is, because without the divine feminine, without the divine mother, none of us will be here. There'll be no creation. There'll be nothing. You know. A lot of people don't. When I talk about the mother, I'm talking about the energy. I'm not talking about any individual or being. It's not about worshiping anything. It's about respecting and having reverence for something. You know, it's not about worshiping something, because it's around you. Because the divine feminine governs imagination and creating. You know, it's a part of creation, because you can't create without imagination. That's literally like trying to put a house together. That's like literally trying to put a house together without any tools or any material to build it. Let me think. I think that's about it. As always, you can always just go to my website. There's more stuff there. There's more information there. On the page, I've written stuff that's about making you rethink reality, along with the fact that it's about also helping to empower you and others. Because when I have people watch these videos, I want people out there to actually get something out of this. Then they apply it, and then they actually start using this to help others in the world. It doesn't necessarily mean you need to go out and preach to people or anything like that. I mean, you need to use your talents for whatever talent you have, use that. And I need to make a video about that, about the fact that we need to start utilizing our talents to make a change in the world. What we have to make a change in the world. Because there's not enough people out there. The reason why the world the way it is because people are not going out there, and not enough people out there going out there encouraging others to actually do the same. And the fact that we're not working as a team. I understand we have all our differences, because I can tell you one thing about the fact that I am so different from so many people. Like I can tell you stories about that, but at the same time, I realize that we still got to work together. Just because we're not friends or we don't know each other doesn't mean we can't work together. Because we all have a common goal and cause. My job, my purpose is to empower people to take back their personal sovereignty and to actually reclaim their freedom of expression. In their freedom, the freedom of expression, and of course their imagination, of course. All the tools they need to empower themselves and to actually be free, while actually living consciously and harmoniously amongst others at the same time. Be free, but live in harmony with others. That's what we all need to do. Not because I say so, but if we're going to make this world a better place, and if our ideas coming from our imagination, if that's going to work out, we need to do it through harmony. We need to do it through the divine will of creation, which a lot of people call God or source or whatever. You know? That's what we need to do. It's not. I'm not asking people. No. We have to do this. You know, because when I don't make these videos for entertainment purposes. I make it for people out there to do something. You know, because I said I'm not doing this for nothing. So that's it. Like I said, this is the Lone Observer, and that'll be it for now. I might next time talk about something else related to that subject of the fact that we need to start creating. We need to start getting off our asses and doing something. But for now, that should be about it when it comes to imagination. Why it's important. I know I can go more. We can talk about this all day, but that should be it for now.